I wouldn't say probably it was easy. Easier comparing to what exactly, we don't know, because I don't think too many players were in that position. But yeah, I guess people love comeback stories. I love them too. You know, they motivate me. Obviously, different circumstances, Australia and here. I haven't played any tournament on American soil for 2 years, and the last time I was here, I lost in the finals against the same player I beat today. And, you know, I really did my best in the last 48 hours not to allow the importance of the moment and what's on the line get to my head. Because 2 years ago, that's what happened, and I underperformed, and I wasn't able to be at my best, and I was outplayed. So I learned my lesson, and my team, my family knew that the last 24 hours, don't touch me, don't speak to me about, you know, the history or what's on the line. You know, I really did my best to keep things quite simple and stick to the routines that brought me to where I am, and treat this match really as any other match where I just need to win. But of course, you know, lots of different thoughts going through your head. What if scenarios, you know, images that you have in your mind of, you know, what will look like if you win, and also if you lose, you know. So I'm trying to block those ones. But yeah, it was a big battle, I think, within in the last 24 hours to really just, you know, keep things simple and clear, and prepare for this match in the right way, which I think I've done. I started the match really well. I'll just keep talking because I guess, you know, these are questions are related to this. What probably made the difference in the key of the match was second set, almost 2 hours. I don't think I've ever played a longer set in my life, particularly not on this occasion against a top player like Danilo. Yeah, I think he was probably a better player in the second set. He deserved to win that set more than I did. Somehow I managed to turn things around in the tiebreak. And, you know, when it mattered, I put one ball in the play more than he did. And that was enough. And then, you know, after that set break, I felt I regained my energy. So the third set was... I felt better than I did in the second. Honestly, in the second, I felt like, you know, I was losing air on so many occasions, and my legs as well. I don't recall being so exhausted after rallies, really, as I have been in the second set. But, you know, again, that's the occasion. That's when you play, you know, Danil, who is, you know, one of the best players in the world in making you play always an extra shot. And he has a big serve. When he hits his spot, and he puts pressure on your service games, and on it goes. You know, it's like a never-ending story, really. And so I was very, very relieved to win the second set. And then, you know, I was just praying that he's going to miss the last ball in the match point. I was not thinking about celebrations or anything like that. It was just about really winning the match, and then hugging my daughter and son, my wife, parents, you know, closest people that were here as my family and my team. That was what I wanted to do first, you know, to share these emotions with them.
Larry.
Novak, congratulations. Winning 7 of the last 10 Grand Slams you've participated in since 21. I'm wondering, did you make any adjustments going into that year? Was there any change when you went into 21 that has allowed you to go on this surge?
There are always changes happening, literally on a weekly to monthly basis in my approach to training, to recovery, to mental training. There's always something that I'm trying to add so that I can up my performance in my game, you know, at least for a few percent. And it's a constant process of trying to get better and trying to implement certain things that work for you, and finding that formula. And when you find it, you know, the biggest, I feel like, one of the biggest lessons I've learned probably mentally throughout my career is that, you know, even if you find a formula that works, it's not a guarantee, and actually most likely it's not going to work the next year. You need to reinvent yourself because everyone else does. And as a 36-year-old competing with 20-year-olds, I probably have to do it more than I have ever done it in order to keep my body in shape, in order to be able to recover so that I can perform on the highest level consistently, and also mentally and emotionally to still keep the right balance between motivation so that I'm actually inspired and motivated to play the best tennis and to compete with these guys and to actually not let go in the moments when I maybe can, and at the same time keep the playfulness and passion for the sport, because you know, I can be very how can I say, down on myself and go into really high stress moments, you know, on the practice days or matches, and you know, you spend a lot of energy. But I guess, you know, maybe you can call me perfectionist. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. I know there's a lot of great champions in different sports that thrive on this kind of approach to perfect themselves, their approach, their game, their performance, their recovery every single day, on and on. I mean, that's why LeBron James still keeps going at his age, you know, or Tom Brady, or, you know, greats like that, that are inspiring. So that's basically it. You know, it's a constant evolving process of me trying to implement certain things that will give me an edge over the young guns.
Matt?
Hey, Novak. How does this dominant year compare with your other dominant years when you were going up against Roger and Rafa and Andy mainly, in terms of playing them, and you know, you had such distinct rivals then, and then playing this crew where it's, you know, a different opponent.
Yeah, four
times
times different opponent. You're right. Yeah, I mean, it's different because the rivalries that I had with these guys were so strong and solid that it was a very high probability that I'll face either Roger or Rafa or Andy in the finals of a slam for most of those years when we were, you know, facing each other at the highest of the levels. Nowadays, that's different. I don't mind playing different players in the slams as long as I win. But I did play 3 epic matches with Alcaraz this year, and I think that's why there's a discussion or debate on the next rivalry, you know. And I said all I needed to say in a positive way about Carlos. I do really mean it, and I think it's great that for our sport that we have another very good rivalry. I mean, I know he has also a great rivalry with Sinner, and you have Rune, you have these guys, you have, of course, generation of Zverev, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, you know, these guys that are still at the top 5, top 10 in the world. So they're great players. You know, I think judging by the attendance of people and all slams, and you know, the kind of a hype that goes around the Grand Slams, tennis is still in a good place. You know, players come and go. It will be the same kind of destiny for me. You know, eventually one day I'll leave tennis in about 4 years, and there's going to be new young players coming up. So
Brian.
until then, I guess you'll see me a bit more.
Brian.